even though we're a marketing company, stoymedia.com, and we're Google partners and not Facebook partners, don't worry, we're getting there. But the reason why we actually recommend Facebook over Google is for the honest truth of you can get results, one, faster, and two, it's a lot faster paced. So obviously, yes, we'd like to get you results faster and faster. But the truth is with Facebook, and we'll actually go over pros and cons of why Google might be better for certain situations, but why we ultimately recommend Facebook. And the truth is that you can get, it's a lot more offer focused. I really want to make that clear. Facebook is offer heavy. Oh, why did I put this here? It's offer heavy. So we're able to put together a good offer for you. We're able to find you the right financing company that puts together a good offer for you, because the truth is, like I just made a video earlier, financing is the best offer you could do and the quickest way to differentiate your home service business. And so in Facebook ads, if you are able to properly and clearly explain your offer, clearly show off the fact that you're doing 0% APR for 24 months, or you're able to do $0 down for 12 months to get a new roof replacement, in Facebook, you just win an offer. That's it. The con, and actually we'll talk about all the pros of Facebook ads and all the pros of Google ads. And then we'll talk about the cons of both of them. So the pro of Facebook is obviously it's offer heavy, which making a good offer as a home service business is like one of the easiest things to do, because most home service businesses don't have a good offer. They rely on free quotes, free estimates, free inspections. Like they rely on a free estimate of how much it's going to cost with like a little bit of selling. So it's very offer heavy, which also increases your close rates. But number two, you're able to get a cheaper cost per lead. Now, with Google, you're able to get a higher cost per lead. And yes, there are some pros. Like for example, for Google, you're able to get, I'll be honest, like you can get a more quality lead. So we can put higher quality lead. Now, don't get me wrong. You can still book 50, 60, 70% of Facebook leads if you actually call them fast enough, which fast enough isn't 5 minutes. Fast enough isn't whenever I get the chance. Fast enough is 2 to 3 minutes, 1 to 2 minutes, 1 minute within the lead coming in. That's fast enough. And if you can do that, you can get that 40, 50, 60, 70% booking rates on Facebook. Google, if you can call that fast, even higher. You can get it like a 70, no problem if you can call between 1 and 2 minutes. But you can get a cheaper cost per lead on Facebook. Another big one is everyone is on there. Now, Google, yes, you have more people on there. But on Facebook, how many people do you know that don't have Facebook? Now, yes, every phone comes with Google. Almost every single phone comes with Google. Almost every single computer comes with Google, other than the Windows computers. Chrome, Google. So you can imagine, yes, everyone is on Google, but also everyone, including most of your target market, which is older people, are also on Facebook. So it's kind of like I wouldn't say canceling, because I would say there's more people on Google than there is Facebook. So maybe I'll say larger TAM. But you do ultimately there is like a lot of people on Facebook too. I mean, billions get spent on Facebook. I wouldn't say every single day, but millions and millions get spent every single day on Facebook ads. It's because they work. And so, yes, there's a lot of people, but I'll actually give that to Google. I think Google's got more people on there. Another pro of Facebook is the fact that you're able to post content and lower your cost per lead. Post content equals lower cost per lead. Because Facebook rewards you for posting content on there, and therefore also lowers your cost per lead. Why? Because all of those people who are currently following your page, liking your content that you post, interacting with your content, DMing you, doing all these different things, Facebook initially sends out all of your ads to your following, to the people who engage your page. And so obviously these people already know you. They've probably laughed at one or two reels already. So they know you, they trust you. And in that case, gets you a lower cost per lead. Mind you, it's kind of hard to develop that brand on Google, and it's because you really just have like one line. Well, yes, I mean, maybe you have two, but like you have one line to explain your offer or why they should click here instead of the guy above you. But two, you also have like one little logo, your name written kind of small. Not to mention, I've been seeing Google play around with being able to hide advertisements, which is kind of sneaky. When you go on Google, sometimes, just sometimes, you'll be able to click hide ads. Like those 3 ads you pay so much money for per click, you can just hide them. I don't know why, but it's been happening. And I've been seeing just a mixture of like that, and sometimes, I mean, once or twice I've seen the AI overview gone, but honestly, I think those are gonna stay. What I'm trying to say is, you can kind of hide Google ads. I've been seeing them play around with that. And with Facebook, you're able to have more brand. They see a full video of you talking. How many people go on YouTube? Older people go on YouTube for leisurely activities. Not you. I'm talking about your grandma or your grandpa. How often are they on YouTube? Chances are most older people just aren't on YouTube that much. They're probably on Facebook, looking at their grandkids. That's kind of what happens. And so you can build a lot more brand on Facebook also because, and the reason why I said YouTube is because you can run Google ads on YouTube, but on Facebook you're able to have a full video of you talking about the offer, of you explaining and showing off your personality and showing off how you talk and introducing yourself and introducing the business. You have a lot more time to explain why you should click here. On Google, you only have one line with just your brand. So if people know who you are, Erie Home, Apple Roofing, name them. People may know. People may know just by that little name tag at the top and the logo. But you have a lot more time to explain why you should click on Facebook. Not only that, you also have cheaper cost per clicks. I mean, if you even want to get into what it's like for a cost per click for a roof replacement on Google, I mean, you're looking at $100 for just a click on your ad. Yeah, you might get $3 on Facebook. Now, don't hold me to that. It's more of the cost per lead that we're looking at. But you can get a really low cost per click on Facebook. So we'll say lower cost per click, which just essentially also contributes to cheaper cost per lead, but we'll put it on here because that is kind of a big one for Google. And that's quite frankly why I recommend Facebook over Google. Now there is so many things that I can say about this, which mind you, we'll talk about it. So obviously you have a higher quality lead, a larger TAM. So there's just a larger total addressable market if you didn't know what TAM means. Another pro for Google is the fact that it's a lot more long-term. So it's not something you have to update daily. It's not very offer focused. So it's not offer focused. Because the truth is, if you're not able to offer something other than get a free quote or 0% APR for 12 months because you only use Enhancify, you're not willing to go out and get GreenSky, or you're not willing to go out and get a good financing partner, and you're not willing to put together a good offer, Google might be your thing because you don't really need an offer. They're looking up roof replacement, roofing company. Yes, you'll get a higher click-through rate if you put your offer in the headline. That's why all marketing is mainly offer focused. But if you say 0% APR for 12 or 20 or 12 months in the headline of a Google ad, you'll still get a pretty decent click-through rate. But it's not as offer focused. You can get away with get a free quote on Google and you'll be good. But number two, which I added on here, was it's a lot more long term. You don't have to switch it out every single week. You don't have to switch it out bi-weekly because the ad set or the creatives are dying or they're nosediving too quickly. You don't have to switch it out as much. You set it, you set the landing page, you set up an A/B split test, and you just keep going. You filter out, like, the truth is with Google, you start out with a ton of keywords and you slowly chop out the keywords that are getting you a low conversion rate. And you see what you're showing up for, negative keyword, negative keyword. But this is a lot more long-term because you're not doing the whole bi-weekly thing. Yes, check weekly, check daily, see how everything's going often. We check daily at Stoy Media. But like I said, it's not the fast-paced stuff at Facebook. And yes, you do have a higher cost per lead, but you're obviously compensating with that with having a higher quality. So let's actually talk about the cons of both. Because I'll just be honest, we do recommend Facebook. That's honestly where we start. Any offers that we do, 80 appointments in 90 days, or just any appointment stuff, we'd rather do it on Facebook. I mean, it's a lot faster and you get good results still. Like, we're still able to book people. But a con for Facebook is the fact that you have lower quality. You definitely don't have it as quality as Google, for sure. Because the truth is, when you go on Google, you look up roofing company, what are you looking for? Are you looking for a handyman? No. You're looking for a roofing company, looking to replace your roof. Good leads end up, and this is a good telltale sign, this is a really good lead. They end up submitting, and then they end up looking up you, and they see you on Google as like a Google ad, and then they call you directly. So that's when you know it's a really good lead. But another con of Facebook, because I'll break it down first since I'm saying it's better. Yes, it has lower quality. Another one is you can burn money quick. Actually, I'd honestly say that for Google, because if like 5 people click on your ad fraudulently, you may be down $500 right there. Just so money goes quick. Money goes quick. Like, you can quickly blow $500 without even thinking about it because 5 people clicked on your ad and none of them converted. So money does go quick on Google. Another con for Facebook is, quite frankly, because it is so offer centric. Like, you have to put together a good offer. So offer centric, and this is, quite frankly, I know I keep saying quite frankly and honestly and all these different things, so mind me. Just try and extract as much information as you can out of this. I don't make these videos for myself. I make it to help you guys. But it is offer-centric. Like, one of the major things that we do with every single client we work with is set up a good offer. Because without a good offer, your marketing is nothing. You just need a good offer. 1-800-GOT-JUNK did I want to say it was a $39. I'm not exactly sure on the pricing. They had done an offer where they'll pick up just one piece of garbage or one piece of junk for an amount that's actually making them lose money, which attracted a lot of people. But the owners, the marketing guys, knew that people don't have just one piece of junk laying around. They don't have one old chair or one old kitchen table laying around. They probably have like 5 different things because they've been saving it up. Okay, I don't want to call people yet. I don't want to call people yet to take away this junk. I've been hoarding this stuff. So when they do that, they end up, yes, losing money on the first piece of junk. And yes, don't get me wrong. Sometimes someone would say, all right, I only have one couch. I need to get rid of it. And 1-800-GOT-JUNK will lose money on that. But 9 out of 10 people ended up having like 3 other kitchen chairs that, they're going to have to pay regular price for, if not raised price, since they're already there. Now, yes, I do recommend, hey, charge regular price. Don't steal from people. But that was their offer. And they, if you don't know who 1-800-GOT-JUNK is, you probably live in the wrong state, but like, look them up. They're pretty big. So anyways, it is offer-centric. And if you're not willing to put together a good offer, not willing to grow with a good offer, not willing to think of something creative, especially with your marketing company, you're just not really going to do that great on Facebook or really any marketing in general. Another con for Facebook ads, and this is a little bit more if you have an in-house team or you're the owner operator doing it yourself, it does take some skill. So it takes skill. Now, I mean, we could argue that Google is a lot easier to do. I mean, that's why we're kind of a Google partner. We've spent so much. You could argue that Google is a little bit easier to do. Yes, setting up the landing pages is very important, and not everyone knows how to set up a landing page. Not everyone knows how to make sure it converts. Not everyone knows what keywords to target. But quite frankly, the keyword targeting is the easy part. To be honest, to make a long story short, Facebook ads take skill. And quite frankly, they're actually called meta ads, but I feel like it would be a little bit easier to explain Facebook ads. Meta ads take some skill. They're not that easy to do. And you can argue that, hey, Google is easier to do. We're Google partners because of how much we've spent on behalf of clients. We can argue that, hey, Google is easier to do. But the truth is, Meta is, I think, a little bit harder to do because recording a video, making sure you have the right pacing, making sure you have the right offer, making sure you have the right copy, making sure you have, because you're not putting up a landing page with the headline and targeting keywords. You're making a video that's going to convince a homeowner to make a purchasing decision with you. Now, no, they're probably not going to buy a roof replacement off of the video, but they have to make a commitment to possibly choose your company to install their roof. And all they've really seen from the start, just to initially get that lead, just to initially opt in, is possibly a 30-second video of you talking, or a 1-minute video of you talking, or a photo from your company of your offer. Facebook ads just take skill because it's a lot more complex than writing a headline and picking keywords. And we'll go for a couple cons on Google, so we're fair. Truth is, you need a big budget for Google. You need a big budget. If you have an advertising budget of like $10,000, $12,000 a month, which is perfect. You're in the perfect zone to work with StoryMedia.com. So if you're a home service business spending $12,000 a month or looking to spend $12,000 a month on marketing, please go ahead and reach out and book a call, StoryMedia.com. But Google ads, that's a situation where we would recommend you split the budget between Facebook and Google because you're able to build that long-term engine of Google. Google's reliable. Let me tell you, Google will reliably churn out calls and leads consistently. Facebook, you can run a pretty small budget. I mean, you can run $100, $200 a day and be good on Facebook. But if you ran $100, $200 a day on Google, you're able to compete with kind of most people. But if you really want to get a good amount of leads, I mean, we're talking, 2, 3, 4, 5 leads a day off of Google, we'd recommend you start spending $500 a day. If you can get up to there, you'll be good on Google because Google is reliable. Maybe that's actually a con for Facebook. Actually, I take it back. Facebook is reliable if you know how to do it. That's why I'm saying it takes skill. But Google, you need a pretty big budget if you want to get good results. You can see cost per leads for not big cities. So like if you're not in a big city, you're in the suburbs, you can get a cost per lead of like $100, maybe $110, $120 for a roofing company, we'll say. Now, if you're a window washing or whatever else, your cost per lead is gonna vary. And you can let us know what your average cost per lead is, and we can obviously try and hit that, or find out if, hey, maybe you haven't advertised in 5 years, you haven't advertised in 1 year. CPMs, cost per clicks, have gone up. But if you are inner city, I mean, you can go to like $150, even $200 a lead on Google. So it's going to require a pretty big budget, but you have the highest quality leads because they're looking for a roofing contractor, not an estimator. They're looking for a roofing company, right? So a big budget is going to go a long way. And I can't really think of many other pros or cons for this, but I want to tell you this. Both can work for you. If you pick a quality marketing agency, or you figure out how to do them yourself, all power to you. Both of them can work. You just need to do it. A lot of people, they end up getting stuck in the referral trap where they're like, yeah, referrals are good. They know who I am. They know about how much it costs. They've seen someone else have service with us. So they already trust us. They know how much it's costing. So they've probably been saving up money. They've got the budget. They trust you. I mean, what else could you want? They close. 80% of them close. And people think, life is good. I'm no longer going to try and market or content marketing. Like you aren't going to do anything, no canvassing, no mailers, no nothing. And what ends up happening is you kind of go in this incline. So your first 5 years in business, all referrals. Honestly, you should spend on marketing your first 1 or 2 years of business, being a home service. But like you start going up, more referrals, more referrals, more referrals. As you start doing more people, they come back more, they refer more, so you get more referrals. And you kind of hit this peak. And what we honestly see time after time is people who relied on referrals for a very long time, or they relied on marketing efforts from a couple years ago, SEO specifically, to continue them 2-3 years down the line. The truth is, eventually, a new guy is going to open up on the street. And this is out of the goodness of my heart, because the truth is, we're confident in what we do. And unfortunately, we see time and time again, people relying on referrals, just continuing. Someone new opens up. All the business gets taken from this company that was originally growing because, wow, we got this new guy on the block. He's advertising. He's doing mailers. He's canvassing. His trucks are wrapped neon green, so everyone knows him. The city's doing, just imagine. And they keep going with the referrals. This new guy opens up, takes everyone's attention, and you start plummeting. People, though you may be getting some referrals, and you haven't completely gone down, you're going down. Like your company hasn't gone out of business, but you're going down. The amount you pay yourself is going down. And in those situations, people try and grab for a life preserver and say, come on, marketing, help me. I have no money and I have no leads. Well, hold on. If you don't have any money, you can't do any marketing. And so what I really recommend you do, just out of the goodness of my heart, I'm trying to tell you this. Start marketing as soon as you can. Build a reliable way to continue getting leads. And quite frankly, whether that's canvassing, whether that's mailers, whether that's Facebook ads, whether that's Google ads, whether that's anything, just do something. Stop waiting around, waiting for the phone to ring, because the truth, like I just said, out of the goodness of my heart, I'm trying to tell you this so you don't crash and burn like we've seen. You're going to go up, all the referrals, new guy opens up, takes all the attention. Now you're getting less referrals. Now you're getting less traffic. Now your your website isn't doing so well. And now you say, well, hold on, it's going to get better. It's going to get better. And don't get me wrong, things do get better. But when you're on that decline, you start having to dip into your personal savings. You're paying yourself less. The company's making less. You're having to let people go. You no longer have marketing. You no longer have money for marketing. And in those situations, what you could either do is stop paying yourself altogether to start marketing. You either got to figure it out yourself, or you're kind of stuck. I mean, yeah. I mean, out of the goodness of my heart, I'm just trying to say, like, there will come a time when people just won't know you as much. And if you've only ever relied on referrals, there's going to be a very rude awakening for you. And I truly do recommend you build some type of reliable lead flow somehow, using some form of marketing. That's it.